When we think of a genius, we usually put them into boxes. You are either a creative artist who paints masterpieces, or you are a hardcore scientist who builds machines. But over 500 years ago, one man completely shattered those boxes. He painted the most famous artwork in human history, but he also designed helicopters, scuba gear, and armored tanks centuries before they were ever invented. He was a man who lived entirely in the future. Today, we are breaking down the incredible mind of Leonardo da Vinci. We will explore his greatest inventions, his legendary procrastination, and the dark, illegal lengths he went to just to understand how the human body works. Leonardo was born in 1452 in a small Italian town called Vinci. Right from the start, he was an outsider. He was born out of wedlock, which meant he was legally barred from getting a formal education or joining a respected profession like a doctor or a lawyer. But being rejected by traditional schools was actually his greatest advantage. Because nobody told him what to think, he learned by simply looking at nature. He developed an insatiable curiosity about everything. He also had a very strange habit. Because he was left-handed, he wrote all of his personal notebooks backward. You literally had to hold his diaries up to a mirror just to read his thoughts. Even though he is famous for paintings like the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, Leonardo was actually a notoriously terrible employee. He was the ultimate procrastinator. Because his mind was moving 1,000,000 miles an hour, he would get bored incredibly quickly. He would accept massive commissions from kings and wealthy churches, take their money, and then completely abandon the painting for years because he suddenly became obsessed with studying how water flows or how light bends. He left countless paintings unfinished, frustrating almost every single person who ever hired him. To be the best painter in the world, Leonardo believed he had to perfectly understand what was underneath the skin, and he went to extreme, highly illegal lengths to find out. In the dead of night, Leonardo would sneak into graveyards and hospitals to steal dead bodies. He would bring the corpses back to his secret workshop and perform dissections by candlelight. It was incredibly dangerous and macabre work, but it allowed him to draw the very first accurate maps of the human heart, muscles, and skeleton. He mapped the human machine better than the best doctors of his era. While other artists were just painting portraits, Leonardo was secretly designing the modern world. His notebooks are filled with inventions that were absolutely impossible to build with 5th-10th century technology. He designed a flying machine based on bat wings, a giant crossbow, a primitive machine gun, and even a fully functional diving suit so soldiers could sabotage enemy ships underwater. He even designed a mechanical knight driven by gears and pulleys, which is widely considered to be the first conceptual design for a robot in recorded history. Here is a fascinating fact to wrap up the topic. Leonardo was not universally loved by his peers. He actually had a bitter, lifelong rivalry with another famous artist, Michelangelo. The two men absolutely hated each other. Michelangelo was angry, messy, and obsessed with sculpting marble. Leonardo was elegant, wore pink silk clothing, and constantly mocked Michelangelo for being covered in rock dust. Leonardo da Vinci was a man who refused to be defined by one thing. He showed the world that art and science are not enemies, but two sides of the exact same coin. His legacy is not just the Mona Lisa. His true legacy is the power of endless, unstoppable curiosity.